I have a tremendous honor and opportunity to introduce our next speaker. This is someone who has an amazing story to tell. Someone who's demonstrated an unparalleled strength to make a difference in others' lives. Someone who we as a company want to support, and we want her to be able to share her story with you. Please join me in giving a nice, warm welcome to the Executive Director of Amanda Hope's Rainbow Angels, Lorraine Tallman.
Thank you very much and welcome. I have an incredible honor of sharing about my sweet daughter Amanda's legacy, and it has been an incredible journey. I'll just put her little, there she is. This is my angel, Amanda, and our foundation name, Amanda Hope Rainbow Angels, is Amanda Hope is her name, and rainbow is about promises kept, and angels are literally all of you. We started our journey when Amanda was 9 years of age, and typical family, mom, dad working, kids, school, dance, piano, tennis. I mean, it was just soccer, crazy. But one day Amanda was just not feeling good, and I took her to the pediatrician, and they said, oh, it's the flu. Still didn't get any better. Took her back, bacterial infection, not getting better. Took her back, and then Mama Bear came out and said, something's wrong, and you need to find out what it is. So to appease me, the doctor actually said, well, maybe she's anemic. And so we'll prick her little finger. Well, Amanda was not thrilled about getting her finger pricked, but we did it anyway, and her hemoglobin was only 2.6. So how she was even walking, it was a miracle. And the doctors didn't even believe it. He actually did it 2 more times. And by then, she was not happy. So then we had to literally get blood from her, and the doctor said, we'll call you in a few hours, and we'll let you know. Well, in 2 hours, my entire life changed. Dr. Lurch called me and said, Lorraine, I have a room waiting for you at Phoenix Children's Hospital. Your daughter has leukemia. Your whole world stops. You're at the hospital, you're going through tests. For weeks, they're trying to figure out what kind of leukemia. I didn't even know there were 26 different kinds of leukemia. So we went through discovering her leukemia, and we started treatment. Literally, for the first 2 years of her life, we spent 18 months in the hospital. Her white cell count was 0, and infections, anything that you can imagine, fevers. We actually went through 3 different ports from different infections and things that she had gotten. But during that journey, the thing that our family really discovered was the lack of advocacy, the lack of compassion. Childhood cancer, you're in a trial program. They have only developed 2 chemotherapies in 20 years for children. The rest are all adult chemotherapy, and every child is practiced on. There's no real, this is what we're going to do. So you continue that journey, and you're basically a guinea pig, and your child is a guinea pig. And then you're knowing this going through the treatment, and you're wondering, why are we not investing in our children? Why are we spending billions of dollars? Our government, I'm glad that they spend on research. I would like them to spend 1 dime on children. Hopefully someday that'll be the truth. But why don't we have a core group of support for children? Just my husband and I going through it there was no one to tell us about resources, about help, about where to go, and and even the social workers. There wasn't a lot for pediatric cancer. But the thing that just dealing with the treatments and getting her port accessed was literally a nightmare. We would go into the emergency rooms, and the nurses there would actually argue outside on how they were going to access her port. And there were times where we would go through 5 nurses. One time we had 7 attempts. And it was a nightmare evening because we found out that night that she had had a side effect from vincristine that was called neuropathy. And so the pain was shooting through her feet and her hands, and we were trying to get pain meds and trying to get the port accessed, and it was just hours and hours of just torture. And as a mom, when you have to be the one to hold your child down while you're trying to get this port accessed, I would call it insanity. As we were going through this, and we finally did get through 3 years of chemotherapy, it just, when you're the parent and you're supposed to be the one to take care of your child and you can't, it takes your breath away. But we finally got through it. Amanda was cured of leukemia. We were having a no more chemo party, and things just turned around. I went back to work trying to pay off our debt, and it was insane. So it was good. The kids were back. I went back to work, and then 3 months later, Amanda started getting headaches again. I actually had her at work. It was bring your child to work day. I rushed her to the hospital, and they were like, no, she's fine. I took her home, and 45 minutes later, she was paralyzed on the left side. And that day, we found out that our daughter had a brain tumor and that we were going to start this fight all over again. But this time, Amanda was 12, so she was a veteran. She was like yes and no. So when doctors came into her room, they had to know her name. They had to treat her with dignity. They had to have respect. They needed to talk to her as if she knew what they were saying. They couldn't just say, we're going to do this. They had to actually explain it to her. She knew every med. I don't know if you remember the time where, because of the different healthcare laws, we were on a chemo shortage. So our daughter was going through this on the second time, where we'd go into the hospital, we wouldn't have enough chemo or enough IV antibiotics or enough Zofran, which would keep her from getting sick. So we had this incredible struggle, but she was so wise that she actually started having these dreams about bringing dignity and respect into pediatric care. And when we were going through it and she would have these dreams, we would write them down. So one of her dreams was to help other kids, and that's where we came up with Comfy Cozies for Chemo. This is an apparel line that our daughter dreamt about, and it comes in dresses and all kinds of fun little things where the port can be accessed without children taking their clothes off. Trying to get a child's clothes off when they know the needle's coming in, you don't want to be there. It is a difficult thing, especially if they can't get it in the first time. So we started telling her that we would take her dreams and make them a reality after that we fought cancer again. So we were going in for a bone marrow transplant. We were very blessed that our oldest daughter was a perfect match. And we had to go through one more trial chemo from Seattle. She was going to have chemo for 28 days before her transplant. So we went through it, and unfortunately, the brain tumors, they're really smart cancers, and so it mutated. So when we were actually going in for surgery for her transplant, the doctors discovered that her cancer went from 0.05% to 80% of her body. And so they came out of surgery with not, I'm saving your life, but you have 2 weeks. Amanda was so strong. She had such a vision for pediatric advocacy and things that she wanted changed, like the dignity, the respect, the apparel, that it just started to grow. So she used my very own words against me. When she was passing away, she took my hand, she said, "Mommy, are you listening with both ears?" I'm like, "What?" "Look at me. I want you to promise me. I want you to promise that you're going to help every child out there that's battling cancer. Not everybody has a mommy like you." So we took her words to heart, and everything that she wrote about, everything that she dreamt about, became my dreams. And we started Amanda Hope Rainbow Angels and our Comfy Cozies for chemo program in many hospitals. I'm so grateful they have this up here. So Comfy Cozies came about. And now my daughter has the most amazing legacy because we're in the hospitals and we do amazing programs. You know, when you're in the hospital, a lot of times your siblings can't visit because of flu season or whatever it may be. So we go through the hospitals and we advocate, we teach parents how to have a voice and how to bring dignity to their children. And we ask them to learn how to write notes and how to ask questions. There's nothing like a doctor doing rounds at 4 or 5 in the morning when you've been up all night with your child and they're, you know, asking, "Do you have any questions?" and you're completely disoriented. So now we actually have boards in the hospital rooms where parents can write questions down during the day when they're awake. And so when the doctors come in the morning, they just point to the board and go, "I need to know what all of this is." And we give them a list of questions because you're in shock. When my husband and I were going through it, we never imagined all the different side effects. So we didn't have a lot of questions. So we help families advocate for their children and learn how to ask questions. And we also bring a lot of fun events into the hospitals now. We bring Crazy Car Day with remote control cars, and we teach the kids how to chase the nurses out of their room with their cars. It's so much fun. And then we do spa days, and we paint nails, and we do family lunches. A lot of our families are so financially devastated that we have moms that won't eat. And when they're caring for their child and they go 2 or 3 days without eating because they can't afford to go to the cafeteria, you see them waving down the hallways. And when I see them, I just grab them and run them down to the cafeteria and make sure that they, I get them gift cards to pay for meals. But we bring lunches into the hospital. So we'll feed the entire oncology floor at one time. So we always have 46 rooms in a lot of our rooms, and so we just feed the entire family. And then we do ice cream socials, and right now Elsa with Frozen is like amazing. We bring Elsa in and serve ice cream to all the kids. It's like, woohoo, Elsa! So, she just comes in and sings to the kids. And then a lot of things we just do is, kind of like craft days, bringing in crafts and, giving them something to do. So these are just like some of the programs that we do with the kids and their families. And, sometimes we're just there to play with their children so mom can go take a shower or do laundry. So these are kind of the things that Amanda saw that were missing when you're living at the hospital and 2 people are, apart, dad's at home or mom, or we have single parents where it's very, very difficult. So we bring all of these kind of fun things to the different hospitals. Right now we're in 20 hospitals across the United States. So, to watch your daughter's dream turn into her legacy and to actually see where you get to help families and, pick them up and move them out, it's really just incredible. So that was just another thing that it's like I live her dream. I watch her dream. And as a parent, that's just crazy good. So you think, when we were going through I'm just an ordinary mom. Nothing special. Just, going to work, taking care of my children. But what I've learned is that God can take an ordinary situation and make it extraordinary. He took Amanda's dream, and it is now extraordinary. We are touching the lives of literally thousands of children. So I just want you to know that how critical your jobs are. Because without the port, without making that difference, I've seen children go through chemotherapy without a port and with. And when you're searching for veins between toes to administer chemotherapy, blood transfusions, IV fluids, it's speechless. It's absolutely speechless. And now, last week, I had been working with BART at Access and their engineers, and we were working on getting a new needle. And we're very proud to say that BART has this new needle. It was named after our daughter, the Amanda needle, and it's like a sure shot. It just fits over the port. You just click the button, and the needle goes right into the port. And so that is coming out in February, and it's like amazing. I mean, to think that this one little girl's dream has just moved forward and literally is changing the lives. And so when I speak to friends and angels, I don't think that people really know how extraordinary your jobs are, that you are saving lives. You are making a difference. And a lot of, I call them Amanda's angels, they don't know what a difference that they're making in the community and what they're doing. So I just want to share with you from the bottom of my heart how extraordinary your jobs are and what a difference that you can make. And when you're going in and showing the ports and doing what you do, you need to know that it's critical. It's critical because the patient, our children, even our family members, I have a number of family members that have fought cancer. Without that port, their treatment would be horrendous. I mean, I've seen veins collapse through treatment without a port. It takes your breath away. It absolutely takes your breath away. So I just wanted to share with you today about our journey, about how Amanda's ordinary little girl had a dream and now has an amazing legacy where we are helping literally thousands of children across the United States. And when you have that dream and you have that vision to make a difference, just follow it because you never know where it's going to lead you. I just want to thank you for making a difference, for being one of Amanda's angels, and for letting me share. I just want to say God bless you all. And Amanda says, and you'll see it if you're on any of our social media, Amanda always said, big hugs, Mommy, big hugs. So from Amanda, from my family to you, I just want to say big hugs, and thank you. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for making a difference, and keep in touch. Thank you.
I'm not sure if there's a dry eye in the house. What a tremendous honor to have Lorraine here today to share her story, to share Amanda's story. We thought it was very important that you guys hear this. And there are a few reasons why. The first is that, as Lorraine articulated, what you do really matters. I've been in medical device now for 20 years, and the thing that is so meaningful to me is that each and every day we have the opportunity to make a difference in patients' lives. And we may get caught up in our day-to-day chasing a number, dealing with a materials manager, looking at an Excel spreadsheet, checking our numbers versus edge. But every single day you guys are in cases. Every single day we're creating life-saving technologies. And so we wanted you to hear that story. And I just have to tell you that the management board, and then along with several other folks, had the opportunity to attend Lorraine's annual gala back in September of last year. And she gave a very similar presentation that was just so meaningful to the entire audience. And we were so moved by the work that she's doing that we wanted to get BARD more involved. And as you know, Lorraine has been involved with BARD with the creation of the Amanda Needle. And if you can't tell, and I'm sure you can, she's so dedicated to what she does. She's dedicated to honoring Amanda, but she's so dedicated to the children and the families that are affected by cancer. Andrea Acuna, myself, and Kim Romney had a chance to go over to Phoenix Children's about a month ago, spend time with Lorraine there, and to watch her interact with families and patients. I got to tell you, it touched my heart so deeply. She is such an inspiration to everyone, and you are a true inspiration to me, to see how you live service and we live service. And so I just want to, again, congratulate you and thank you for all you do. Couple things. Today, when you go to your district breakouts, you're going to get an Amanda Hope Rainbow Angels t-shirt, and you're also going to get another couple pieces of information. There are ways for you to give back, and one of my favorite things about working for BARD, and I've never worked at a company like this that is so generous from a charitable giving standpoint. And I bet there's folks in the audience today that don't realize that BARD will match every single year up to $15,000 of what you contribute. And it can be to any charity of your choosing. As long as it is a 501(c) and a recognized charity in good standing, any charity you care about that you want to give to, BARD will match up to $15,000 a year. That is unheard of in our industry. And then I want to put a really big plug in for this charity. It's incredibly meaningful. There are a few ways to give back. You're going to get a card that has a link where you can go and make a donation, and any donation of any size is great, and it's a choice. So it's your choice whether to participate in that. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys know this, but like every day, Amazon shows up at my front door in some way, shape, or form. And I was not aware of this, but Amazon has a program called Amazon Smile that they will donate 0.5%. So a 0.5% on your purchases, every single purchase, and you can select the charity. And this wonderful charity is one of those that you'll have the opportunity. So you're going to get a link and an email from Andrea Acuna later this week that walks you through how you can give. But just please remember that every day you guys serve, and you serve our patients, and it's the coolest thing about working in the med device industry, and it's the coolest thing about working here at BARD. So again, Lorraine, thank you so much for sharing your story. You're a wonderful and amazing woman.